Hello and welcome back once again to Jacob's Toys 5-minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe, all those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. And as you can probably tell, we are taking a look at this awesome X-Force 3-pack from Marvel Legends that includes RICTOR, Domino and CannonBall. Now I'm going to give each one of these figures a video of their own and look at them individually. So without further ado, let's take a look at RICTOR. So straight away out of the box you can see there are a lot of new parts that go into this particular figure, and he comes with 2 additional hands which are kind of those open palm kind of running hands, and he comes with 2 energy blasts in his signature green colour. But that's about it for accessories with him. The rest is all on him. Now one thing I do want to say, I saw a lot of people complaining about this X symbol because in the box it's displayed like this, but what we need to do is just push the ab forward just that little bit and the X symbol lines up perfectly. So what can I say? This figure is really quite spectacular. RICTOR is obviously a member of X-Force that people have wanted for quite some time, and it's great that he comes in this 3-pack. Articulation wise, he has all the standard points of articulation that you would come to expect on a 6-inch male figure. Now if I just pop his head off, you can see that the kind of shoulder pads and the neckerchief bandana kind of thing around his neck is all one solid piece. And if you take that off, you can see that the articulation is just the same as you would expect on any buck of this size. Now I'm surprised that these are separate. I thought that the shoulder pads would be attached to the figure and the bandana would be separate. That's what they've done on previous figures. But no, it's all one piece. Now having a look at the head sculpt, it's a really nice head sculpt. I've got zero complaints at all. He's got that long sort of flowing hair that he did in the comics. It's very 90s looking with the big shoulder pads, the tassels, the kind of long hair, the big boots and all that kind of stuff. So he really does, you know, captures this figure from the comic books really well. Now I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail of who RICTOR is, but if you have a look at the comic books, he's got quite a rich history with obviously X-Factor. His main superpower is obviously kind of projecting energy blasts that do come in that green colour, hence why they've included these 2 pieces. Now ordinarily I'm not a huge fan of this particular energy blast, we do get it with a lot of figures, but for some reason it really does work quite well with RICTOR, so I'm quite pleased that we actually did get it here. Well, one thing I didn't mention is that the cuffs on his gloves are separate and they do fall off the arms, so just be aware. Now RICTOR is tied in with quite a few characters in the X-Men comic books. Obviously most notably Shatterstar. If you know then you know, if you don't then do your research and you'll understand why. But he is a very cool character, very sought after character, and one that I am definitely along with other people really pleased to be able to add to my X-Men shelf. Now there isn't a huge amount to actually say about this figure. You know, there's no kind of special articulation or anything like that. It's just a really nice sculpt with quite a few new sculpted pieces. And obviously a representation of a character from the comic books that we've wanted for quite some time. Now if I just change these hands over and I put on the what I call the kind of mime hands, looks like he's doing a bit of a DX pose there from WWE. Let me just move him around a little bit. I call them the mime hands just because when you do put them kind of out flat, it looks like he's stuck in a glass box, like you know, a standard mime kind of move. He's stuck in that glass box. I'm not really sure how or why I would use those ones. Obviously there are ways that I could do it, but I don't like them as a hand. I mean, they work on some characters like Quicksilver or Namor, for example, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that hand sculpt. But I'm really not complaining. Obviously RICTOR came as part of a 3-pack along with CannonBall and Domino, and all 3 of them in my opinion were great additions to the shelf. Now obviously CannonBall and Domino we have got, I've got to mention these spike boots as well, didn't even mention those. He's got these kind of cool moulded spiked boots and these big knee pads as well, just like in the comic books, and you've got the blue design on his thigh there as well. And what I was saying is that obviously Domino and CannonBall have been released already. We have got previous versions of those, but this obviously is the first time that we're adding RICTOR to our shelves as a Marvel Legends figure from Hasbro. Now as I said, he's got quite a rich history in the comic books and there's quite a few different characters that you can pair him up with. Obviously I've mentioned Shatterstar already, but there are a few others that we've already got on our shelves, such as Boom Boom, obviously CannonBall, Shatterstar, Cable as well as many others. Now obviously Wolfsbane is now a gaping hole in our X-Factor collection, so I'm really hoping that this edition of RICTOR does spell the way for Wolfsbane. Hopefully we are going to get her at some point soon. But yeah, as a figure, he really is cool. He's very 90s. He's got all these tassels and shoulder pads and long hair and bandana and spiky boots and knee-high boots. He's just 90s X-Force looking. I'm really pleased with him. I'm really pleased that the guys at Hasbro did him and obviously made him into figure form. I definitely recommend picking up this 3-pack just because we do also get that new version of Domino. We obviously get Cannonball with some legs, and of course you get this very awesome RICTOR. So do go and pick him up as soon as possible. If you enjoyed the 5-minute figure reviews, please do like, share, subscribe. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you very soon.